All right, today we have Katakuri. Yellow is also going to be probably one of the most popular decks once OP03 comes out here in the US. Here's a deck that has been built upon based on kind of what my friend was playing. So first off, let's go ahead and just dive in. Charlotte Katakuri, Dawn X1, when attacking. Look at up to one life card from the top of you or your opponent's life area and put it either on the top or bottom of the life. Then this leader gains plus 1,000 for this battle. So the biggest thing here is you can see your own life and manipulate the triggers as needed, or like try to facilitate what you need. So this leader is an absolute beast on top of swinging 7. He's pretty much strong against everybody but Whitebeard, just because they can counter out with a 2k as opposed to all the other leaders. So he comes in just strong. Your first turn, you're going to be swinging 7. You get to see life on top of that. Just an absolute amazing leader. I think he's underrated. I feel like everyone who's a fan of him knows that he's amazing. Then we have Sanji. Sanji's a 2k, also Dawn X2 when attacking. You may add the top or bottom card of your life to your hand. Add up to one card from the top of your deck to your life. So a lot of people I feel like have not realized yet, but this card says draw 1. You take a card from your life and you replace it. So when you swing 2, you draw a card. And then so we're playing 4, absolutely. Next up, we have Charlie. I'm not super sold on Charlie, but we are playing her because she is a blocker, and because she is a blocker and she's 3k, she can still stop Shanks. Shanks becomes more popular in Ace. I've been running Shanks in Ace, and so we're playing Charlie because she gets around him. We're also rocking the Charlotte Cracker. Trigger gets to play it for 1 card. Amazing. Plus, while you have less life, he gains double attack and 1,000 power. So an easy 6 double attack. If he does connect, they take 2 life. I couldn't ask for much more, to be honest. We have Charlotte Smoothie. We are playing 3. When attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. This card gains plus 2,000 power. So if you need it, it can go for 7. If you know you're going to follow. If you just played a Big Mom, it's pretty much a free 7k swing. It's one of the better yellow cards. I'm not a fan of taking the life, obviously, because the biggest thing you have is life advantage. But because of all the life manipulation, it's fine. The biggest card here is your Searcher, Charlotte Pudding. Look at the top 4. Reveal 1 Big Mom Pirates, or Charlotte Pudding, or even Sanji. So you can get that plus 1, or even just a 2k. Typically, you use Sanji as a 2k because there's another card we'll play. But we also have Sparrow. Not a fan of this guy. In the anime, that is. But overall, the card is pretty strong. So when he's KO'd, you get to look at the top 3 and add a card. So he replaces himself, and then also trigger, you get to play him for free. So that's the biggest thing, is this deck has a ton of those triggers where you just get free value. So be sure to take advantage of that, because you get to look at your life. Next up, we have the best card in the deck, Charlotte Linlin, the 10 drop. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck at the top of your life area. Then trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life area. Typically, what you want to do is you can try to poke them. On your 10 turn, you can swing all of your 5s to see. Just try to make sure that they don't go down to 0 life, because then you play this, you rip that last life, you go up a life, and then you get to swing for 12k next turn. Absolute beast. Back to back of these is like never bad, because you're going up 2 life and they're going down 2 life. So if they still have life, you create a 4 life deficit between you. Just an insane card. Best card in the deck. This card pretty much makes the deck. So whenever this comes up, you definitely want it on your 10 curve, and then pretty much every other opportunity that you have to play it, you probably should, except for when you can win. Now we have Strusen. He's a 2k. He's also decent against like low cost Zoro, but he's a 2k. But he does get rid of those low costs. Pretty solid in the yellow mirror, because you can get rid of like the pudding, which can become swingers later. And then 3 Katakuri. We're playing 3. He's cool. He's a great card. Great card because it does any removal and then it puts it in their life. And then so you can put it at the bottom of their life and then they won't see it until the end. And then pretty much if they have 1 life, you're probably going to go for game and just get rid of it so you don't even have to worry about it. But very solid card. He does get Flame Emperor though, and that is like the worst feeling. It's the best feeling for me as I've been piloting Ace. And fun fact about this card, there's like 97% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys could just do me a favor, if you're interested in One Piece content, just hit the subscribe button, thumbs up the video. Let me know in the comments what it is that you guys would like to see from these videos. I'm going to be pushing a ton of Ace content, a ton of OP04, a ton of OP03 as we gear up for OP03 season. We'll definitely be focusing on that and then just touching on the OP04. But yeah, more subscribers means it's easier for me to make content, collab with other people, so I would appreciate it. And then we have Charlotte, Katakuri. I'm playing 2 because he does have the rush, and sometimes you just want rush, especially when you're playing against Zoro. It just helps. You do have to have less life, and then so typically if somebody is playing this, you'll probably keep life similar just for the fact of this, but I feel like it's going to be very mixed, especially going in. But the rush is useful. I don't want 4 of him so far, but I'm rocking the 2. Now here, Charlotte Daifuku, we once again have that +1 opportunity. So he's a 5k, 1000 counter. Dawn X1 when attacking, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Place up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life area. So once again, it's saying draw 1 when you attack, but you can also just know the card you're going to draw. So you can go Katakuri, and then you're like, oh, this card isn't a trigger, or oh, I really don't want this card in my life. I would love that card in my hand. Charlotte Daifuku, 1 Dawn, swing. That card is now mine, which is it works so much better with Katakuri. I could see this being a 4 of. This and Sanji are some of the strongest cards in this deck, especially like in the early game, because again, it really is just saying draw 1 card. And then we're playing 2 Brule. I'm only playing this card because of the trigger. It is a blocker, otherwise I'd probably play 4 Charlie, but just because you can play the blocker for free off of life, it does come up, it does save you. So I would rather have the 2, but I played 2 and 2 instead of just 4 Brule. If you guys are playing a different ratio, let me know in the comments your thoughts. And then we also have this pudding. This one was the pudding from the participation pack, so there is the alt art of this already. On play, look it up to 1 life card from the top of you or your opponent's life area and put it either on top or bottom. Just once again, that life manipulation. It is also great to put like the cards because you see your opponents. You definitely, I feel like, the move is to play and look at yours first, but once you know yours and you're like set to take that life, you can look at your opponents, put them in a position to where you're like, oh, well, I know that I don't want that trigger to happen yet, put it to the bottom. Or I know if they get this card, it'll help them win, put that to the bottom. Or if you see it's like a no combo, like, oh yeah, I'm going to add that to their hand and swing on them and try to connect. So huge amount of knowledge just from knowing the life. And that's what makes yellow playable, even though it only has 1 set worth of support when others have 3 sets worth of support, is just because that life manipulation is so strong. And then here, an even tougher card because that Wedding Cakey. Charlotte Linlin, this one's from the structure deck. On play, your opponent chooses one of the following effects. Trash 1 card from the top of your opponent's life area. Put 1 card from the top of your deck on top of your life area. Now, what is so insane about this is they have to make that decision, so they either lose a life or you gain a life. And so you could go on your 7-8 curve, play Linlin, and if you're playing on the odd curve, you go 7, play Linlin, 9, play Linlin, then 10, play Charlotte Linlin. The 10 drop, and then a ton of life has already been manipulated, and you have 3 big beef sticks on the field. Like, it's just that battle, I almost always, whenever I'm playing against yellow, just take the life, because I'm like, I don't know how much more life I can deal when I'm playing Ace. So, but the cool thing is this card is also able to be hit with Flame Emperor. Now, The event cards, we're only playing 2. There are some decent yellow event cards, but I think the biggest one is Ikaku Sovereignty. 2 cost, 5k. 5k is a ton, and it pretty much 1 card counters you out of nearly any attack. And then when you trigger it, you can discard 2 cards and add a life, so you can get another life. I could see you playing this at 4. And then this card is also just absolutely insane. We've got Thunderbolt. You may trash 1 card from the top of your life area, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Everybody is going to be on red. Red is huge. You've got both Marcos, and they come back rested. So this can out a blocker, and you just go in for it. Or even if you hit it off of life, it can pop the card that was going to swing because it goes off of cost and not power. So I'm a huge fan of this card. Great event. Both of these I could see an argument to play 4 of. I'm playing 3 of each. I think it's enough. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And then once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you can just do me a favor and subscribe.